Welcome back to Lost Legacies.
A Hidden City Book Company production.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Sam.
And I'm Dad.
Happy Halloween, everyone.
Woo! I mean,
Woo!
woo!
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
So the plan was that we were gonna watch and talk about Young Frankenstein, a
Mm-hmm.
movie that
Mhm.
we've all seen numerous times before.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Luckily, we have seen it numerous times before because I didn't do my due diligence and I realized it's not actually streaming anywhere. So, Dad
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I were not able to watch it.
Wow.
So, Sam was the only one.
I'm the only one that did the homework. Wow.
So,
Wow.
Typical.
Wow.
Typical.
yeah. So, we're Dad and I are just winging it, you know? I think that's what we're at our best anyway.
Oh
So,
gosh.
uh, yeah. But okay, Dad, I guess I want to start off with you because
Because,
I don't even know what year did this movie come out.
oh, here we
1974.
Ooh, you beat Siri. Okay.
Ooh,
Dad,
wow.
do you remember when it came out? Like what was that like? Was
Now,
it
I
a
was 15 years old. Sheesh, a freshman in high school.
Okay, so like
Okay.
I
did you
don't I don't remember it coming out, like being a big deal.
Mhm.
Okay. I don't. It wasn't until I was, oh gosh, maybe 20, 21 when I discovered it.
Okay.
In the
Mhm.
RTF department at SAC, you know.
So like where in Mel Brooks's career was this? Do we know that, Sam?
Uh, I don't. I do know that both this and Blazing Saddles came out close together.
Mhm.
Uh, because he did Blazing Saddles and then he did Young Frankenstein.
Yeah,
Let
they're like back to back, right? Essentially.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me
Interesting.
see
Okay.
here.
So I guess I was curious because Dad, like we grew up knowing about Mel Brooks mostly because you introduced the films to us, you know.
Hmm
Oh,
So
hmm
don't blame that on me.
so it's all your fault that we're here. Okay, but like, what did I guess you and your friends didn't really know about Mel Brooks back then, or
Well, um, we did.
hmm
We did know about him, but it was high school stuff. So, we weren't really into like movies and all that. We were
right?
more into comedic albums and stuff. So it was
Hmm.
like Richard Pryor, he had an album and we go and we
Okay.
buy the album and we'd play it, things like
Right.
that. That's what we were really into.
hmm
Movies, not so much. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't until I graduated and I'm going to junior college and I'm in the RTF department. I'm just bombarded with films and television programs and all this stuff.
Hmm.
Okay, okay.
So that kind of fit in to like the comedy stuff that we would follow from high school, and that's how we learned about Mel Brooks and the
Mm.
2,000-Year-Old Man, and all those
Hmm.
all those albums. So we'd sit and we'd listen to them, and it was all pretty cool. And then we find out, hey, wait a minute, he made a movie. What? You know?
So it looks like right here, it's still pretty early in his career. His first movie he directed was The Producers, which, man, talk about a debut,
Wow,
Wow.
right?
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he did something called The 12 Chairs. Then he did both Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein back to
Mm.
back.
Well, now
So,
you got to, as far as film goes, yeah, but he was a staff writer in the 50s for
mm-hmm.
Sid Caesar, the show of shows.
Okay.
And he did stand up on the side. That wasn't his main deal. His main deal was writing.
Okay.
And that's where he met Carl Reiner. So he and Carl Reiner became best friends, and they would do these little bits at parties and
Mm.
cocktail party type of stuff. And I say, hey, this is pretty good. Maybe we ought to put it on an album. And that's how the
Hmm.
2000
Okay.
year old man got started. So Mel Brooks has done this kind of stuff,
For a while.
for a long time.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Interesting.
Yeah. So it looks like, I mean, he got his start in 1949. So,
there you go.
Wow.
man. Yeah. So, yeah, he had a lot of writing. I didn't know he created Get Smart.
Oh yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hmm.
That's cool. So, okay. So, because I've just noticed, like out of all his filmography, Young Frankenstein might be the most, like, family friendly.
Definitely,
Right?
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Well,
Good, good.
it's probably because Gene Wilder wrote it.
Right. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, so because this was Gene Wilder's idea, he wrote it, and then they were talking about, well, maybe we can get Brooks to direct it, and yeah, so it was like Mel Brooks did a pass on the script, but Wilder was the one that came up with it.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess that would make sense. I was just trying to gauge like how popular like Mel Brooks was back in the day,
hmm
especially with like the younger audiences. Where, you know what? And honestly, now like I don't know. Like I don't know how how much of the younger audiences are Mel Brooks fans these days.
yeah,
I feel like maybe it's just the crowds we hung around with, Sam. Like they're typically like theater kids, comedy kids, film kids, So like
yeah,
they all kind of knew of Mel Brooks in some form.
yeah. For
Yeah.
for one or another project.
Yeah. Wow. So this wasn't one you would go wait at midnight for the midnight release.
No. Watch the behind the scenes on my tried and true. Had to pull it out of storage. My blue or not my Blu-ray. I don't think there is a Blu-ray of this. My DVD of Young
Ooh.
Frankenstein.
Oh
Uh-huh.
man.
And yeah, there's a it notes it both in they have like that little sleeve inside the DVD that says like, oh, like here's all the
Hmm.
stuff that's on the DVD. On that little sheet of paper and on the special features menu it says making of Young Frankenstein, 36 minutes. And I'm like, okay, perfect, this is what I'm going to do for 36 minutes. I'm going
Yeah.
to watch the making of Young Frankenstein. And they said, yeah, like this came out the 1-2 punch of Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein is
Hmm.
what propelled Mel Brooks into the movies.
Right.
Yeah, and they released it, Young Frankenstein. It was during like December of
Mm.
1974. They're like, man, there's a lot of heavy hitters, like coming out this year. It's
Just
some
in time
steep
for
competition.
Christmas.
Yeah, just in time for Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Man.
I don't know why, but this movie isn't streaming anywhere, and I found a lot of people online talking about it, you
Yeah.
know. And it's also crazy that, yeah, I think you're right. Like, I don't know if I've seen a Blu-ray of this available anywhere,
Yeah.
so I don't know, like, what's the deal?
I mean, it probably, it's probably, like,
Licensing.
yeah, licensing.
Yeah, true.
It's a 20th Century Fox property, so technically that means Disney owns it now.
Right, man.
Um,
See, this should be on Disney
Oh.
Plus.
yeah,
But I
yeah,
mean, there's so many classic films that have gotten, some kind of digital remaster or at least a new release. Um,
yeah,
it probably has to do with rights or something
yeah,
like that for
yeah,
the
more than
the
likely.
the song,
Yeah.
the little dance number they do. That could be it. Um, that sucks. One of my favorite shows, Strike Back. I was wondering the other day, like, man, how come this isn't streaming anywhere anymore? Like after it ended, it got wiped from the internet, like it seems. And
Mhm.
I'm thinking it might have to do with the theme song.
Really?
Yeah, because I forgot who does the theme song, but that's the only reasoning I could think of. Because like it was a Cinemax show, And most of those, the Cinemax hits, have been bought up by like HBO or Netflix on
Mm,
Strike Back. And I'm like, oh wow.
that's
So it always
interesting.
comes
Yeah.
down to music. I'm guessing on Strike Back. I don't know. I'm also assuming and guessing for Young Frankenstein. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, they're pretty old songs. I mean, they got to
yeah,
be
that's
in the
true.
public domain by now.
Right? Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Well, you know what would it be in public domain? Oh, I don't know. I was trying to think of the legalities of that, like the Young Frankenstein version of the song. You know, it's one thing to play a song that's public domain, but to actually have this is the Gene Wilder version, and this is
Couldn't
owned by whatever company,
I
and
feel
that
like
might be separate from who has the rights to the films, which is why we get a lot of movies that air on TV with like different music.
mm,
Again, I'm just guessing.
huh?
Because It's a Wonderful Life is a great example. How it's been shown for decades,
oh
but for the
yeah.
longest time it didn't have the original score. And nowadays, I think only ABC or whatever can air it in its original form. Everywhere
Mm,
else you find it on Netflix or wherever it's streaming, it's a different score. And
really?
it's a pretty crappy score too. Like
Okay.
the only place you could actually find the original one is whoever airs it on TV, like on Christmas.
Yeah,
Might
yeah.
be ABC.
Wow.
Oh, that's
So
fascinating. Yeah.
yeah, because and I don't remember why it had something to do with the music being separated from the actual film, and
Mm.
they were crazy back then. Those old people, man, those
They
black and
were
white folks.
they were just making whoa. They were just
Wow.
making it up as they were
Well,
going.
that's the problem. They
Yeah,
didn't have color in their lives. So
Yeah,
there you
true.
go.
yeah.
Okay,
So
so for those who are keeping track of the accuracy of this program,
okay.
Okay.
Putting on the Ritz was written by Irving Berlin,
Mhm.
and it was first published December 2nd, 1929.
Oh.
Definitely black and white.
So it might not be public domain then.
It might not.
It depends on the medium and who owns it, but like typically it's 100 years, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
Hmm.
yeah. So
So will we be alive when it finally hits streaming?
God, I
I
hope so.
hope so.
It's only
Well, you
4 years
guys, I don't know.
away.
What, 4 years?
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. No, that math checks
I
out
hope
for
you're here
sure.
too, Dad. It's only 4 years.
Me too. Somebody
Jeez.
better buy me coffee that day.
God. Where's this
Sheesh.
episode going? This is what happens when two of your hosts didn't do the homework.
That's right.
Damn,
That's
we were
right.
Uh-huh.
set up. We had Mexican food. We were ready to go. Couldn't find it. If you Google Young Frankenstein, it pops up on Netflix, like on the Google page.
Really?
But I saw that and I assumed it's on Netflix.
Yeah,
But when you
yeah.
actually go to play it, it's not on
It's
Netflix.
not
It's
there
not
yet.
there.
We're
Yeah.
very disappointed.
Yeah, so we watched This Old House instead. So that's what we're going to be talking about for the next 40
That's
minutes.
right. We're going to
Wow.
talk about windows and doors for the next 40 minutes.
And then
Open
every so
concept.
often,
Is it the death of creativity? Yes.
yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes, it
It
is.
feels like it for
The death
sure.
of creativity and architecture.
Oh, man.
There's a cold place in hell for whoever had that idea. I hate open concept.
Open concept and then millennial gray, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
I watched a fascinating YouTube video essay.
Mhm.
It was like 26 minutes just about the origin of millennial gray. Because they're like, who came up with it? And they're like, we kind of don't know. Yeah, it was fascinating.
Well, speaking of grays, I love the color of this film or lack thereof. And speaking of open concept, man,
That castle.
these sets, that castle, like it's incredible. Like, okay, and if I remember correctly, they pulled out all the old set pieces, right, from the like original Frankenstein movies.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
the lab.
Yeah, for the lab.
The lab.
Okay,
The lab
yeah.
was
Lab.
all the original stuff. It was in someone's garage or something.
The guy
Wow.
who made it. The guy who
Oh.
made it,
Oh.
Ken Strickfaden. he made all of these machines and stuff. This is great because I just rewatched the original Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein, and now
And the 36-minute behind the scenes of Young
of
Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein
Oh
as well
man.
as Young Frankenstein. So,
Jeez.
yeah, so it was fascinating. So for Frankenstein, uh, Strickfaden, he that was kind of like his trade. He would make these machines that made a whole bunch of noise, did a whole bunch of nothing, but they
Uh-huh.
looked good, you
Yeah.
know. So they used them. They paid him. You know, they did all this stuff. And yeah, Mel Brooks found out that he found where he lived, you know, called him up and said, "Hey, you know, like, uh, do you have any of the anything that we could use?" He's like, "Oh, I have the original stuff." So he goes to check it out. They pay him, and part
Man.
of the whole thing too was he finally got screen credit for his inventions because he never got that on the original pictures.
Oh
So
wow.
so yeah, it was great because then Mel Brooks got to, you know, see these machines. Gene Wilder gets to see these machines that they both, you know, grew up loving these movies, and you know,
Hmm.
finally, you know, like they're here in this space getting to recreate,
Yeah.
you know, these moments, creating new moments with these things. Yeah, it's great.
All they were missing was a couple throw pillows. I would be like, I'm not method actor by any means. Oh, maybe that's my problem. But
Oh,
I definitely would have been in the camp, be like, Mel, I'm not stepping on that set until we're rolling. Because you actually see them walking into the set and like looking around. Like I want that to be my first, I want those that my whatever reaction comes out to be natural. Just because I think that would be so cool just to see that and to be there.
yeah.
Like I remember we took a photography class, Dad, at Southwest School of Arts
Oh,
like decades ago.
decades,
Wow.
decades.
And I mean, this is nowhere near as cool as stepping onto the Frankenstein set, right? But I remember we were in the development room, and like it was like we had to make like a box camera out of like cardboard, and
Oh
then
yeah.
we had like the pinhole camera, and then we had to develop everything. So we were in there watching, and everything was like this dark reddish orange color.
Mhm.
And I don't know, for me who was super young, I had never been in a room like that. It was always lights on or lights off, not this weird tint. And all I could think of, wow, this is what the Power Rangers must feel like. Because every time they're going on these crazy fights, it's always like a color filter, you know? And I'm like, and I remember telling Dad, and Dad's like, shh, pay attention. But Dad, like, whoa. So if that was
Wow.
me then, who knows what would happen when I step out onto the Frankenstein set?
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh.
Wow, this is what the Power Rangers must feel like.
That's right.
Exactly,
That's
exactly.
right.
So speaking of reusing sets, Sam's the one who educated me on this, but I just saw like a whole video on it on Instagram the other day. When they made Dracula, they also made Spanish Dracula.
Mhm.
Sam, would you like to tell
Oh.
this story?
Sure. So way back in the day, uh, Universal and I like Universal and like a couple of other of the studios, uh, they would make the exact same movie, uh, probably multiple times, but at least twice.
Hmm.
Because there was one that was in English that was for their American audience, for, you know, their American theaters, and then there was another print that was the exact same script, the exact same sets, but with a completely different cast, all speaking in their original languages. So like German or French, in this case, Spanish.
Hmm.
They made the movie Dracula twice with an entire Spanish crew, except for the director who was a white guy who only spoke English and had to have a translator.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, like so it was this fascinating thing where like during the day the English crew would come in, you know, they'd film, they'd, you know, start cutting the dailies, and then they leave. The Spanish crew would come in watch their dailies and say, well, we can do better than that. Let's do better than that. The director too was also like, no, like they've got like they're not moving the camera. I want to move the camera. I want to be in the space. So he would, have the crew move the camera, and yeah, like so they effectively remade Dracula. That's also, I didn't know this. They added a almost like half an hour of footage
Mm-hmm.
just to like just with like the takes they were doing. They were more verbose, they there was more feeling going on in them, and there's something else in it. I can't describe it, but yeah, like there's just this energy that goes into the movie that you're like, wow, this is great.
Yeah. Yeah, the video
Yeah.
was saying how like the Spanish one is like 20 plus minutes longer.
Yeah.
And it was showing some of like the same scenes and how they were shot differently. And I
Hmm.
don't know if the director had a job as a crew on Dracula or not, but he was on set every day, so he would see how they did it, and then he would be like, "No, let's try it this way." And sure enough, when you're watching the scenes, a lot more movement.
Hmm.
When the camera kind of pulls around, and you see Lon Chaney just on the staircase. In Spanish
Bela
one.
Lugosi.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, yes.
Different
I'm
movie.
confusing Wolfman here. Bela Lugosi. You kind of just see him just like pop into frame. It's like, okay, cool. When the Spanish one, no, you see the camera like slide in, pan up, and he's standing on top of the staircase with like, what
Hmm.
is it, like a spider web
Yeah,
behind
it's like
him?
a
Yeah.
giant spider
Yeah.
web behind
Yeah,
him.
and I'm just
Yeah.
like, dude, that's incredible.
There's also they didn't, for some reason, in the English version they didn't want to show Bela like getting out of the coffin. So
Hmm.
there's the scene where he like, you're in the crypt, he raises the coffin lid, and then it cuts to like something else, and then it cuts back and he's out of the coffin and he's there, with his piercing eyes.
Hmm.
And then in the Spanish version they're like, no, we're just going to do this all in one shot. So they
Yeah.
have the camera, they show the coffin lid, the lid goes up toward the camera, and there's all this light and fog starts emanating out of it, and then their Dracula, Carlos Villarias, he just slowly rises out of it, and I'm like, oh man, this is great. This is so
Man.
good.
Man.
So the internet, and of course, everything on the internet is true.
Uh-huh.
It says that the Spanish version is considered superior to the English version because of the dramatic camera work and extended scenes.
Yeah.
Hmm. That's
Man.
awesome.
Okay,
That's
so
yeah,
I like the critics on that one.
that's my viewpoint too. It's like it's a really good movie. I'm more apt to watch the Spanish version because I think I've just seen the original version so many times. And I'm like, yeah, okay, like sure. The only real thing that I that makes the original version excel, uh and it's pretty big. It's Bela Lugosi.
Yeah.
He makes that movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And especially, you see the behind the scenes. You read accounts where like nobody took it seriously. None of the actors were really taking it very seriously, except for Bela.
Hmm.
Because he played Dracula in the stage version. When they were casting the movie, the head of the studio wrote a missive that just said not interested in Bela.
Hmm.
Nobody wanted him.
Hmm.
And then finally, once they like all the other actors, that they wanted, like they either passed or they didn't want to do it. Finally, they agreed to meet with Bela, and he agreed to do the movie at like a quarter of the day rate, or a quarter of the salary that even I think like the fourth build guy was gonna get,
Hmm.
because he wanted it that badly. So, yeah.
Wow.
And then that's history.
Yeah. That's so
Wow.
cool,
Yeah.
man. Ah, the history of cinema via horror. I think maybe next year we're gonna have to do a versus Dracula versus El Dracula. There's a couple of movies like that I want to do.
Yeah.
We do a little head to head,
That
mano
would
y mano.
yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So, uh, apparently they're working on a TV show of Young Frankenstein.
Really?
Younger Frankenstein, I believe it's called. I
Okay.
it's Mel Brooks produced. I believe it has to do with the original, the grandfather, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's his
Y-
grandfather.
Yeah, and oh, here we go. Very Young Frankenstein. They're working on a prequel pilot for FX. It's the same team behind What We Do in the Shadows. Mel Brooks is serving as producer.
O- Okay.
Zach Galifianakis is going to play Dr. Frankenstein.
Okay.
Carrie Elwes has signed on to play the President of the United States. Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. There's a couple of other casting here.
What but
Yeah.
okay.
I
Sure.
don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm just
Yeah.
glad that Mel Brooks is still working.
Yeah.
They're also
Yeah.
making the Spaceballs sequel, so
Hmm.
yeah.
So how old is Mel Brooks?
Jeez, 90s? Siri,
At
how old is Mel
least.
Brooks?
Mel Brooks is 99 years old.
Born
Oh,
June 28th, 1926.
Wow.
He's
oh.
almost public domain. Wow.
He's almost
Man.
too old to play with Legos.
Oh. My goodness.
Yeah, because what is it? What's the age on it?
It's like ages like it's like 2 to 99.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, that's what it
It
says.
says it on it.
It says it on the box. Yeah.
Poor Mel
Oh.
Brooks. At that point, what's the point of going on if you can't even play Legos?
Just
Can't
take
play
him
with
out
Legos,
back.
just take me out.
Yeah.
Put me in a
Jeez.
field somewhere. I'll be all right. Gosh.
Oh man. Speaking of field, Marty Feldman.
Wow.
That's my
Whoa,
transition.
What a segue. What a segue.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I was like, it was hard to find, good wallpapers for this episode that didn't give my computer a bunch of viruses. So I found Marty, Igor,
Igor.
Igor.
Igor. See, you should have watched the movie.
I
You'd
should
have
watch the movie.
remembered.
Yeah.
It's pronounced Igor.
Igor.
Oh yeah. Can you stand up, Sam? Show your shirt.
Oh man, I hope it comes out. Let's see.
Oh,
Oh god.
oh no.
Oh, he's fading in and out. There it is.
It's the same of your background.
I know.
That was an accident, by the way.
That was an
but-
accident,
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Man, so I guess that's it. We like this. Sam,
Wow.
how'd you enjoy this movie?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. I was in a pretty rotten mood yesterday.
Oh, man.
Yeah, not the whole day. It was one of those things where it's like I got home from work and like that didn't make my day better. It's like what the
Yeah. Yeah.
what's happening? Like I feel bad. I don't like this doesn't feel right. I'm upset. I'm stressed. So before putting on the movie, because I could tell, I was like, if I put on this movie now, I know I'm just gonna be picking it apart. I'm gonna hate it, and then the episode's gonna be ruined. And then you guys said that you weren't gonna watch it; you're just gonna wing it. I'm like, great. All right, now it falls on me. So I decided for the next 36 minutes, I'm gonna watch this behind the scenes, and it put me in the mood. I was like,
Oh,
hey,
Nice.
this was
That's
nice.
nice. That's
This was
nice.
nice. This was nice knowing all these little things. And then I was like, okay, now I'm ready. And then I
Well,
watched.
today was that day for me. Like everything went wrong today. Like nothing was working out for me. And I'm just at work, on the way home, at home, just like, ugh, damn it. But just being here, talking about Young Frankenstein, it's already lifted my spirit. So that's the power of Mel Brooks and Gene Wilder.
There you go.
Right there.
There you go.
Oh,
Well, I won't tell you about my day.
oh, Dad's been enjoying it. He's enjoying retirement.
Oh, man.
He's at
As
a new
well you
restaurant
should.
every day.
We did. We ate out for lunch. We did.
Wow.
Trying something new every day. I'm like, man, that's cool. That's fun.
That's good. That's how you get to be 99 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you put on 99 pounds in 1 year. That's what
Yeah.
happens.
Jeez. Yeah.
That's what
That's true.
happens.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I got to be careful.
Okay, Sam. So upon this watch
Hmm.
and upon this watch after the behind the scenes, was there anything else you caught or you feel differently about this go around than you did the past 20 times you've seen the movie?
Wow, that's a big question. Uh, this is one of the best movies ever made.
There you go.
This
Yep.
is yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
one of the best movies ever made. It's one of the best comedies.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Found out that uh, Gene Wilder's this is Gene Wilder's favorite movie that he's ever made.
Mm-hmm.
And this is also Mel Brooks's favorite movie he's ever made, but is number three in what he deems the funniest.
Really? What's two and one?
Blazing Saddles and the Producers.
Oh wow. Okay. So
Mm.
Yeah,
he's progressively gotten worse as his career has gone on.
yeah, I think so.
Oh wow. Okay.
Wow, started strong and just goes downhill
Yeah,
from
just
there.
downhill from there.
Yeah,
Wow.
Wow.
yeah,
Wow. Oh man. No, that's cool. That's that's awesome. I think just knowing how important it was to Gene Wilder and how much he loved it uh just adds to kind of the story of the movie, and just
yeah.
how much fun they
Mhm.
had. Did it say how long it took them to film?
Uh, no, no. But in the IMDb, there's a note here that said that uh, everybody was so bummed and so upset that principal photography was almost done.
Mm-hmm.
They were so upset because they were having such fun being on set that Mel Brooks decided to add a couple of scenes just to extend shooting,
Yeah.
just because everybody was loving it. And so on the behind the scenes, they talked to like two of the editors, the producer, and then Gene Wilder, and everybody kind of said the same thing. Everybody said that like there were no bad days
Mm-hmm.
filming this.
Mm-hmm.
And just the way like everything seemed to line up, that it was like, you know, Gene Wilder wrote a 12-page treatment and showed it to somebody. That person was like, yeah, let me show it to these people. On that treatment alone, they said, yeah, we'll make the movie, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
you know and yeah, and then Mel Brooks coming in, and Gene didn't know if Mel was gonna want to do it. um and they essentially said something like, we met up in my apartment for about 2.5 hours, and for the first hour and a half, all he's doing is making coffee and talking through the process of like making coffee and like doing all this stuff. But that was Mel's way of like, he's talking about figuring something out, but his brain is thinking about everything else, and then slowly starts to like get into the story. Like, so what is it we're doing? Why are we doing this? And then really getting into it. And so
Mm-hmm.
it was interesting because you get to see this side of Mel Brooks that is like, oh, like this is why he's so good, because he's constantly thinking of the whole.
Mm-hmm.
Every little piece adds to the bigger whole. And Gene Wilder even said that, like, while they're shooting a scene, he's like, do it this way. It's like, well, why would I do it this way? Like, trust me, just do that. And then yeah, like after like two or three times, it occurred to Gene Wilder, like, oh, because Mel's thinking about the whole picture. Like, this is gonna play better if I do it this way somewhere down the line, like in edit or in the story or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was really fascinating to learn too.
Nice. I think Mel Brooks talked about it. I saw an interview with him a long time ago, and he was saying that, if I remember correctly, that Gene was crying at one of the last days because he didn't want it to end. He's like, "This is the best experience I've had on set." It's like,
Mhm.
wow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But then also, like, Gene was writing this while they were filming Blazing Saddles. And they
Mm,
would talk about it when they were at lunch. There was Gene, he was writing, and I was like, wow, that's cool, Just, and Blazing Saddles is a great movie. I love that one too, So just to have them
mhm.
both together, it's like this, like this whole piece, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's cool. I like it.
I saw an interview with Mel Brooks, and he said the only argument he ever had with Gene Wilder ever in their, I don't know, 30, 40 years of friendship,
Mhm.
whatever, was the putting on the Ritz dance.
Mhm.
That Gene Wilder said, "No, this is it. This is the movie. This is the key right here."
Mhm.
And Mel Brooks didn't want nothing to do with it. No, no, up and down, up and down. Finally, he agreed. All right, let's do it. But I don't like it.
Mhm.
And then he saw it as they're filming it, and he
Mhm.
goes, "That was probably my biggest mistake ever, was not letting Gene do it when he wanted to and to begin with."
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
he agreed to it, they got it, and then Gene was right. That putting on the Ritz is the hook for the whole movie.
Mhm. I think also it's probably the most toned down as far as like musical numbers go in Mel Brooks's career.
Oh, for
Yeah,
You know,
sure. Yeah.
yeah,
especially
yeah,
after The Producers, which was a musical, and
yeah,
Mhm.
then Blazing Saddles, which isn't, but there is a dance number in there, you
Yeah.
know. But
Yeah.
this, it was just two guys on stage,
Mhm.
and I, it fits. I don't know if like a full blown dance number would have fit in this movie. It fits for what this is,
I
and
mean, we've never seen the Broadway musical production, so
that's
maybe that
true.
is what it's missing.
Yeah, there is a Broadway version of this, which I would love
Mhm.
to see.
Oh man,
So.
when's he coming to town? Let's go.
Right? I think it's been here before. I don't know.
Yeah,
Has it?
No,
maybe.
really?
I feel like we would have wanted to see it. We would have talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Same thing with Spam a lot. I always wanted to see Spam a lot.
Yeah.
So in like my first year in community college that I started studying theater, and this was like I don't even know if I was like decided yet. Yet like yeah, I want to be an actor. We had to make posters for a Broadway show, just a unique poster. So I got a bunch of black construction paper and I built the head and torso of the Black Knight. And then I got a bunch of red tissue paper and I like glued it onto the arms and legs, like the stumps, so it looked like
Uh-huh.
blood was spurting out of it. And I did the spam a lot. Plus, I was so proud of it. I have a picture of it somewhere. I don't know where. It's probably on Facebook.
Probably.
Yeah, that. Oh man, oh, those are good times. Theater. Wow. I also made. We had to do a set diorama. Is that what it's called?
Mhm.
Like a set design, you have to actually make a physical model of anything really. You don't. You could pick
Mm.
a play or whatever, but just do anything. So I did the cemetery, the climactic showdown of the good, the bad, and the ugly.
I
So I went
remember
out.
you making
I went
that.
outside and I got a bunch of sticks and I got a bunch of little
Yeah.
rocks. Yeah, and then I had to make these little old looking tombstones and there's a little noose that hung from a tree, which was like a twig. I'm like, oh, theater was fun. Yeah,
Yeah. Why did I miss this? Did you not show me this?
I'm sure I had to have showed you. We were
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Gosh. I
I
don't
was in
know.
community college. I don't know.
For 100 years.
That's true. It was 4 years, I
It
think.
was 4 years,
Or
yeah.
But
yeah.
maybe that's when you were back at school. You had your own homework to
I
do.
was gonna say, yeah.
Oh.
What year? No, what year did you graduate,
Ooh.
Dad?
Oh 09.
Yeah, December of '09.
Mhm.
I
I
don't
oh, I
remember.
started in the fall of 2006.
I don't remember when I was there.
It's all a blur,
Yeah, I
isn't it?
think I was. I think I was because I'm trying to think. I graduated 2012, so I moved to Corpus like in 2010. So yeah, it
Mhm.
would have been the same time. See, you're so busy with your real college, and I was over dealing with my community college. So yeah. You were actually
It's all real, okay?
studying and doing homework, and I was playing with sticks and glue and tissue paper.
Like
I'm
we
gonna
were
be an actor
meant
when
to
I grow
do.
up.
Oh
And all mom and
gosh.
dad here heard was, I'm going to be unemployed when I grow up.
Oh, you must have been in the room then.
I
I
know.
was.
Follow your dreams, they said.
Yeah,
Uh
oh
huh.
gosh. If I could take it all back. Golly. Don't follow your dreams. Be an accountant.
Yeah, go
Sheesh.
work for a bank.
Go work for a
Gross.
bank. Sheesh.
Let
Gross.
your money fund your passions.
No, no.
Uh, man. Let your passion be money.
Oh,
Yes. Oh, wait. No.
no,
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 that's
no,
not
no,
no,
good.
no,
no.
no,
No,
that's
that's not
not
good at
good.
all.
No, no,
Yeah.
no. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, man, this was I gotta say I was really bummed that we didn't get to watch it because I was looking forward to see it with like fresh new eyes, like behind dad. But it's I don't know, like why I came in with a question and I just didn't know how to phrase it, and it's just gonna sound foolish because I don't think anyone has the answers. But
Okay.
I wanted to ask y'all, like, why do you think of all comedy movies, this is kind of the one that stands the test of time? And like Sam said, it's perfect. It's not the I'm not gonna say it's the greatest comedy of all time, but this is certainly, I gotta agree with Sam. This is one of the best comedies of all time, and like when we were talking about the behind the scenes and the magic, like, what do you think this was? Was it just like getting the right people together? Because the whole cast is stacked, you
Hmm.
know? Like,
And like, kind of, yeah. It was a whole like confluence of events. It was the right place, the right time, the right people
yeah.
who all really enjoyed working well together, and it all came together really well. Like they there are a couple of stories on the DVD, and then you read them in the IMDb where it's like, yeah, like there's the things that would take the longest were shooting some of the scenes because everybody was crying laughing. Marty Feldman biting the head off of the fox that's on Madeline Kahn's shawl. Like he would do that, and they said that was the most difficult scene that they shot because for like the first 9 takes there was still fur in his mouth. He would like bite off and come away with fur in his mouth. So then when everybody sees the fur, they would just bust out laughing and they couldn't get through the scene. Even the take in the movie,
Yeah.
like you can see Gene Wilder like he's smiling and you can hear him and he's like, stop that. I meant the luggage. And like he's gritting through the whole rest of the scene.
And this was on film. This was
Yeah.
so expensive to film, you
Yes.
Oh,
know?
yes.
Like,
Yes.
Yes. I
oh
also
man.
I also think too, like part of the timelessness, I think is the fact that it is in black and white.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, not to be snooty or pretentious, but like they were trying to make a movie that resembled the old Universal monsters,
Hmm.
like the old James Whale movies. So then making this like that decision was very early on, like, hey, we want to shoot this in black and white. Um, they changed production companies kind of because of that. It was over budget, and it was over the choice to shoot in black and white.
Wow.
And then even at Fox, like the studios were like really pushing to shoot it in color because they said they couldn't sell black and white movies to Europe. Peru just got, color in their theaters, so we
Yeah.
gotta have color movies there. And Mel Brooks said, no, like I'll leave. I'll
Yeah.
leave if you make me shoot this in color. So they relented and said, all right, fine. And then, yeah, I think that's, yeah. So I think that's part of it.
Okay, so I got two questions. First one being,
Hmm.
uh, what year did you say this was? 74?
74.
Okay, so what was like the horror movie landscape at the time? were we already past all the Universal monsters?
Oh, for
Oh,
sure, for
yeah, oh,
sure.
yeah,
We're like
yeah.
squarely. I think we're about square in the Hammer horror era,
Oh, okay.
which is the British kind of. I don't know if they're like equivalent, but Hammer horror is like hugely significant and popular in the UK.
Yeah, yeah.
You have Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, like they're redoing all of the monster movies, but now it's, you know, now there's blood. Now it's
Yeah.
a lot more salacious, especially for the time.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so I'll say that we
We're
might.
also we're
Mhm,
also 1974.
mhm.
That was the Texas Chainsaw
I
Massacre.
was just gonna say, like, I think we're
Mm.
getting into that era of
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm. That's when
very
it came
like
out.
realistic, more realistic horror movies. And then I
Yeah.
think we're just about to get into like this like weird boom in like the later 70s when you get like The Exorcist and The Omen.
Hmm.
So it's all these things that are like close to or quote unquote true to life stories, Texas, because Texas Chainsaw is supposedly based off of Ed Gein and his murders, um and then there's some level of like, is that the phrasing? Like, there's some credence to like the demonic possession movies of like Rosemary's Baby
Mm.
or The Omen and The
Oh,
Exorcist. Like
oh,
there's some kind of like credibility there, but it's also just something that is taking the horror that was schlock, back in like the 50s, and turning it into this very like these very like personal dramas.
Yeah.
The Omen is just about raising a son, is raising a family. um Rosemary's Baby is all about pregnancy, and being gaslit, you
Hmm.
know uh so yeah, like there's like
It's almost
that's the
like
kind of thing that horror is getting into by
it's
that
almost
point.
like the horror was becoming less fantastic, more real,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
yeah.
That's interesting. So the concept of horror comedy, like, is was that like when was this like the first or well, it's
Well,
not the
no,
first, but
No, no. I mean, remember Abbott and Costello?
yeah,
yeah, yeah. So but I mean like so was this like after that era? Because
yeah.
all the Abbott Costellos, they did like they met each movie monster at least once, you know.
Hmm.
So it's definitely there was the horror comedy era, but like did was that changing at the same time as well? Because it's definitely seeming like we're at this point in time, 1974. It's like no, we're kind of like right like 2000s and 2010s. We want grittiness, we want realism, you know.
I mean, yeah, kind of. You got to take into account uh because a lot of the older monster movies are in the 30s, so
Hmm.
like they're like right in the Depression era.
Hmm.
Um once once we get out of World War II, like the economies are all surging, everybody's has more spending money. By that point, once you get into the 50s, it's like, oh, okay, like we're moving towards like the nuclear family, we're obsessed with space and the space race. um so then from there you're also getting like, okay, you're getting more like sci-fi pictures, but
Hmm.
you're also getting a huge boom in teenagers being the core audience. So that's where you're getting more, like, uh like there's gonna be a monster at the beach party, and
Right.
all these other things, like the drive-in movie booms, takes off. You get
Hmm.
William Castle, flying a skeleton through the theaters, smellorama, all that stuff. Like,
Mm.
it's getting a little bit more gimmicky. You still have these like very well trained actors, like essentially like slouching to do the material. Even, like even Vincent Price, even though he never
Yeah.
slouched to the material, but you can't deny that when you're watching The Tingler, you're like, that's just the thing that's being pulled on a string. Like, come on. But Vincent Price is like, this is real. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm not gonna sleep tonight. Gosh, you had to bring that up.
The
Whatever you do,
Tingler.
Gosh,
scream for your life.
childhood trauma. Oh my gosh.
Uh, but yeah, and then you start getting into civil rights. The like huge third wave feminism is coming in. You get Woodstock, you got Vietnam going on. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are creating this air of like we're not looking at the fantastical anymore. When we
Mm-hmm.
can watch, it's different when you're going to a movie theater to get most of your news in a newsreel before you watch your movie. It's
Mm-hmm.
so different from being able to sit down and have dinner and watch the war across the world, in Vietnam. And, it's terrifying. And I think like the 70s movies are playing into that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, like and as far as comedy go, I know less history about comedy movies than anything, but I feel like there is this certain you can kind of follow the trend. Like horror and comedy, I feel like they're kind of moving in tandem with each other. Like if one is getting more fantastical, the other is getting more zany. And so I think like with the 70s, I think we're kind of seeing a more like down to earth comedy. I feel like that's where really the rom-com starts to come in, where it's like, hey, this is going to double as like a romance, but we're also going to have, some comedy like going on at
Yeah.
the same time.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I was just trying kind of curious to see like okay, so this like do we think this was a like nostalgic kind of picture when it came out, you know?
Yeah,
Maybe to a certain extent.
yeah, to
Yeah,
a certain extent,
Hmm.
yeah.
I think the real thing is that they were like they were spoofing the old Frankenstein movies,
Right.
but I think what helps them in this case is that they decided to also tell their own Frankenstein story,
Right.
to keep going forward and to treat it as real, like as real as possible or as connected to the canon, however loosely it's connected, you
Hmm.
know, but it is genuinely its own Frankenstein movie.
Right.
And and yeah, I think that helps it a lot, where they're lovingly making fun of this thing that they grew up,
Hmm.
afraid of.
Hmm. Yeah, I just love how it's a spoof, but I mean, you just said it. They just made their own Frankenstein.
Hmm.
It's like it's the jokes that are funny, but
Hmm.
they're treating the concept and the premise seriously,
Yeah, yeah.
and to me that's awesome. It was kind of the same way with Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Uh, like they're playing it for real. They just added the laughs. It's never in a way that takes away the quote unquote terror side of it. You know,
yeah, yeah. Like Lon Chaney is in his own horror movie and then has to
right?
show up, and there's Lou Costello being like, "Hey man, yeah, I get it. I turned into a wolf myself too. You know
I,
what I
I
mean?"
I wish we had something like that today. An example like
Yeah,
the example I used was I was like, oh, it's like Key and Peele, sticking Key and Peele in a Saw movie or something,
yeah.
and just playing it straight, but you have these two characters. Um, I okay, so Sam,
Hmm.
where does this rank, in your opinion, in the pantheon of Frankenstein films?
Oh man. I mean, it's up there,
Yeah.
but it's one of those things where it's like what actually am I ranking? Like, am I ranking Frankenstein movies in terms of how much I enjoy them? Frankenstein
Sure.
movies in terms of how like the significance, to film and film history or pop culture, or
Hmm.
am I ranking it, in terms of how close does it resemble the book at all,
Right, right.
which also, like, I liked, I never noticed it before, but I liked that it said based off of the characters from the novel by
Yeah, yeah,
Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley. I'm like,
yeah,
okay, yeah, because it's
yeah.
not based on the book.
Right.
It's just the characters.
Yeah,
um yeah, I mean, just for my own canon, it's like, yeah, it's up there.
yeah.
It's easily a top 10. It's maybe even further. It's probably like a top 3 Frankenstein movie,
That's
you
what I was
know?
thinking. Top three. Now I
Yeah.
haven't
Yep.
seen like other Frankenstein movies in a very, very long time. But to
Yeah,
me, this is like asking me what the best Batman movie is. I'm like, well, one, it's probably Mask of the Phantasm,
for
but
sure.
two,
Mhm.
it's probably the Lego Batman movie. Because as funny
Honestly, yeah.
and goofy as it is, like all the jokes they're so good, and if you know the Batman story and the lore, it's all there, but it's a love letter. There's nothing
Yeah.
malicious in it. That's why I'm like, yeah, that's one of the best Batman movies. It's
Yeah.
better than most of the live action Batman movies.
Yeah, for
um
sure. For sure.
so yeah, to me, so I was kind of wondering if you're gonna have the same thing with this. Like, this is the Frankenstein movie I'm most familiar with. I'll say that.
Hey, me too. Me
Yeah.
too. Even as
I
I'm watching more Frankenstein movies, it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
no, like, it's so interesting because, like, I showed Kat both Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein,
Hmm.
and in Bride of Frankenstein, they have the blind hermit. They
Hmm.
have the blind hermit scene, like,
Yeah.
he's just out there. He's the one who's playing this violin music, and the
Right.
creature, comes in, and he teaches him how to speak. And they even have the scene where he shows him the cigars, like, smoke, it's good try. And then you have Boris Karloff going, good. It's
Hmm.
like but they're parodying it in this with Gene
Yeah.
Hackman. He's lighting his thumb on fire, but it's all from a place of love.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, like, Kat is kind of working backwards from there, would just be like, wait, they do that in Young
Yeah.
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. Yeah, so we're having to pause because we're laughing during this. Like, this is supposed to be a horror movie,
This is
but we're
dramatic, guys. This is serious.
yeah.
Lives are at stake. I was gonna wear my Bride of Frankenstein T-shirt, but
Mm.
it's hot. It's a thick shirt. I put it on and I'm like, geez, this is heavy. So we got Hello Kitty twice this season.
Nice.
I wore it on one of the other reviews, but also this was not the shirt I wanted, but it's the only Halloween shirt that fit me at Walmart. So I was like, all right, it glows in the dark.
Hey, there you go.
So,
Fun.
did they say in the behind the scenes, or do y'all know, like, what was Gene Wilder's like motivation? Like, why this? Why did he put everything into this?
Ooh. No, no,
Is
like,
is the character of the creature kind of like the character of Gene Wilder? It's who
no,
everyone
No.
sees him as, but
no.
it's not really who he is.
I think he truly just had the idea. He said it somewhere. It was like Young Frankenstein,
Hmm.
and he wrote that down. And I
Hmm.
think it was just like as a sketch, or like just as an idea. Like, well, what
Yeah.
would happen? Like, what would happen if there was like a young version of, like a modern or just a younger version of
Right.
Frankenstein, and then just started writing it down. And then
Yeah.
that's kind of where it went from
Because I
there.
think also when you think about the story of Frankenstein and like all the tropes throughout the history, it really
Mhm.
gets misconstrued, and it wasn't
Oh,
like
for sure.
we read Frankenstein in school. Did y'all read it in school?
Uh, I read it in college.
Oh, you
Yeah.
must have been AP. Us normal plebeians,
Yeah.
we got to read it. You're off reading, I don't know, Great
Well,
Expectations or something, and I'm over here reading Frankenstein.
actually, yeah, I did.
So,
I hate that
so,
book. I hate that book.
well, your expectations were too great. So
There you go.
It's in the title.
yeah, you got to lower the bar to Frankenstein.
No, you've got to elevate the bar to
There you go.
Frankenstein.
There you
Ah,
go.
there you go.
So yeah, no, I really enjoyed. I absolutely loved reading this book,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of funny now looking back because of course, people got to get political these days. But I had the same realization, like, wait a second, Doctor Frankenstein's the bad guy. Oh man,
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
that might have even been middle school. I don't remember, but
Mm.
yeah, like to realize that the creature is one not named Frankenstein, it's the doctor, and also that the creature is the victim here.
Mm-hmm.
Before it was woke or whatever these politicians are saying. Yeah, so I'm just really again because I'm not too familiar with the history of the horror films and the history of Frankenstein films that like
Mm-hmm.
this movie captured the original spirit of the novel, and how yeah, the monster is the victim. Frankenstein is the mad scientist. They really kind of
Yeah.
like get into that. They don't the tropes they kind of use are more comedic tropes and not like again they executed it from a place of love. They were never
Yeah.
making fun of it. They weren't laughing at Frankenstein. They were laughing next to it.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, man, Dad. Okay, so you said you saw this in college.
Yeah.
What was what was your take when you're in college? Did y'all love it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We gosh, I don't even remember how we got a hold of it, but it was just a bunch of,
Was
radio
that
TV nerds.
was that before
And
VHS?
yeah, well, yeah, it was on film.
Well,
Mm.
but I mean, when you say you got a hold of it, like, did they
Yeah, it
have?
was.
I'm just totally ignorant. When did home media become a thing?
Home media, that was like,
Oh
I
gosh.
mean, probably like late 70s and in the 80s,
Yeah.
you
Okay,
know? Because
Yeah.
like
so
Laserdisc, I feel like was the big thing that like brought
oh
movies into the home,
Oh
but
yeah.
they're like a huge, like
yeah.
they're a huge thing. So
Did you
when
ever have that, Dad?
VHS, showed up.
No.
Yeah. Did you
No.
ever have a Laserdisc? No?
No, it's too expensive. Those
Oh,
bad
yeah.
boys cost, a month's worth of rent at least, if not
Dang.
more.
Dang.
No, we saw Young Frankenstein on a 16 millimeter projector.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Could you
No, we
could you go get it on film? Like, was that a thing?
no, we had the only way to do it was through school.
Wow.
No,
That's
we were, we were, a liberal arts school, and hey, we
Mhm.
want to see this movie. Oh, okay, yeah.
Hmm.
that's
We got to see a
cool.
Okay.
bunch of little things like that. But yeah, no, it was on a
Wow.
projector. I
That's
remember I had the
cool.
little flutter
Yeah.
and
Did
all
you have
that
to
kind of.
change the reel or by
Yeah,
then?
yeah, it was
Oh,
two
okay.
reels. It was two
Okay.
reels.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Man.
if you remember, there's an intermission.
There is an intermission. I remember that.
Hmm.
Didn't did the VHS had that, right?
I think so.
I think so because I keep expecting it every time I watch it on DVD and it's
Oh
not there.
yeah. And it was
I'm
Yeah,
just
like,
a couple of
why?
minutes though, right? Like
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, did
right.
I mean, really, the intermission was there so everyone in the theater could go to the bathroom
Right.
Right,
while they
right.
while they changed the
The
reels.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Huh.
and that's what it
Oh
was there
man.
for. But
We
yeah,
gotta bring that back.
it was a. Oh, I know. Oh yeah,
Wow.
because then that you get seconds on popcorn that way.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. And then I get
Mm.
to stretch my leg. See, if you're gonna make your movie over 2.5 hours, I think even if you're making it over 2 hours, I
I
think I think we should squarely find the middle of 2.5 hours and put an intermission in movies.
I agree.
You know?
And the older I get, the more adamant I am about that subject.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dad, I make a 2.5 hour movie, I'll put an intermission for you.
Ah, thank you. You can call
Yeah.
it a dad break or
There
something.
you go.
Yeah. No, we saw it in um one of the little auditoriums there at SAC.
Mm.
Wow.
And it wasn't a bunch of us, 20, 30 kids. We got to see
Dang.
it.
Okay.
Oh man, it was hilarious. We were screaming and roaring with laughter, you know? And
That's funny.
if I remember right, I was late for work because I went and I saw the movie.
There we
Like,
go.
There you
Yeah.
go.
you got to have
Beautiful.
priorities,
Beautiful.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and no, it was great. Your all your film and TV geek friends are there, and we're
Hmm.
watching Mel Brooks's masterpiece.
Hmm.
I don't know, but it's up there, and we're just like I said, we're screaming with laughter, and a lot of people were just like me; they had never seen it before.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious, like how many people was Young Frankenstein their first introduction to Frankenstein? Especially as kids.
Oh,
Man.
not for me. Not for me because we used to they used to run movies on Saturdays, local
Hmm.
television.
Hmm.
Okay. So you had three stations, right?
Hmm.
All three would throw in a movie like on Saturday. Especially like when there was no real sports going on,
Hmm.
Yeah.
you know? And so this we're you know the late 60s, early 70s, stuff like that. We only had uh three networks plus PBS. That was it.
Hmm.
They would put movies on. And I saw on television, I saw Frankenstein
Hmm.
with a bunch of commercials.
Hmm.
I saw
Yeah.
Dracula with a bunch of commercials and all this
Yeah.
stuff. I saw it. So then when the opportunity came, when I'm, at SAC to see a movie without commercials, it's like, oh yeah. It's like it has a whole different take when you see it in a theater than when you
Hmm.
do on TV.
Hmm.
you know, Dracula coming down the staircase. Oh man, on this huge, gigantic screen. It's
Hmm.
like, hey, this is creepy. I don't remember feeling this way at home
Yeah.
watching it on TV in the middle of the day.
Yeah. Because then it doesn't just immediately cut to new coat. You're like, oh god. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I think Frankenstein's one of those characters. It's kind of like Batman. Just everyone kind of just knows. It's just out there. Like
Kind of, yeah.
I kind of feel
Yeah.
like it would be easier now for kids to like Young Frankenstein be what introduces them because where are they going to find the original movies streaming somewhere? And that means
Yeah.
okay.
Hey, we can't find this
Well,
one streaming.
well,
Yeah,
no,
yeah, I know.
yeah. I mean, honestly, no. If anything, they're more apt to run into the original movies because those for like Peacock has those.
Mm,
They like they'll switch,
yeah.
they'll switch out, every couple of months or so. But for the longest time, Peacock had all of the old monster movies on there.
Sure. I'm just thinking like as far as the generations come because like those are old movies, but I mean we're
Yeah,
talking about kids these days where like Iron Man 1 is an old movie.
yeah,
So it's like
yeah.
I kind of we need to do is talk to our little cousins because they range from like a couple of years to like almost teens.
Hmm.
And I wonder like when did you learn about Frankenstein? You know,
Yeah,
did your dad tell you? Was it just something you saw on TV? I think also when it comes to the monsters, they're everywhere, especially at Halloween. I think probably your first introduction to one of those characters will be like just someone in costume or a little like animated character they don't even name. Like, what's that? Oh, that's a mummy.
yeah,
Well, what's a
yeah.
mummy? Oh, well, let me tell you.
Hmm.
Something like that.
Well, it's like those little like villages that you see at Michael's or whatever, and they'll have a little figuring
Sure.
outside a
Yeah.
door.
Yeah.
It's like Frank's convenience store or something, and it's
Yeah.
just Frankenstein out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
but you got to remember, okay, those little ones, they're growing up with like the worst cartoons ever. I mean, horrible cartoons. All right,
Well, yeah.
not smart ones like what I grew up with and
Well,
what you all had. You know,
in the defense, I will say it depends where you go or where you look at. Because, like, if they're watching YouTube, they're going to find a lot of crap. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff out there right now that, like, is a. I don't know how much it appeals to the kids, but the parents like it. They're like, wow, like Bluey. Like, oh my God,
Yeah.
everybody loves Bluey of all
Yeah.
ages. You know, the parents, they're like, no, it's not time for bed. We're going to watch another episode of Bluey. I'm like, you know, I feel like there's a lot of examples of that. Whereas I feel like we didn't really have a lot of that growing up. Our version was
What?
like Batman animated series. Like, oh, this is made for kids, but adults love it too. You know what I mean?
I mean, I
And the
mean,
Animaniacs.
we were talking about this at work earlier today, but like anything on like Kids One Saturday Morning,
Sure.
you had
Yeah.
stuff like Doug or Recess
Mhm.
that I feel like, like that kind of fit the bill too.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, it kind of depends. Even in our
Mhm.
day, we had shows that were crap that
Yeah.
weren't good for us.
Yeah.
You know,
I think just now the quantity is so much more, because like we had the same 6 shows every Saturday. They don't
yeah,
even have Saturday morning cartoons anymore. So now it's just like the entirety of the internet.
yeah,
What you find is what you find.
yeah.
So I think I don't know what to compare it to. Um, like crime in New York. Technically there's more crime there than here, but it's just because there's that much more population. So
Yeah,
I don't know why that popped into my head,
yeah,
but but
we're
yes,
following you. Don't worry, we're following you.
yeah.
um, yeah. Wow. Well, this was interesting. I feel like I learned a lot about horror history here. Horror films here. I have to be careful how I say it. Um, yeah, this is fun.
Yeah.
We got to do this more often.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, maybe we do a podcast.
I'm not gonna cry, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of bummed that the episode's over. That we're ending
It is. It's
Yeah.
over
It's
Oh,
over.
we're well over an hour at this point.
Oh, wow.
already.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So,
See
all
what
in all,
happens.
listeners, watchers, if you haven't watched Young Frankenstein, go watch it. Because we talked absolutely nothing about the plot, so no spoilers here.
Not here. You're
There
safe.
you go.
Spoiler free. Yeah. But happy Halloween, everyone.
Happy Halloween.
Thank you
Happy
for joining
Halloween.
us for these past couple of weeks as we do our spooky movie reviews.
Mhm.
Whew, I'm just glad it's over. And it wasn't too scary. I think last year might have been a little scarier. So,
Yeah, I think so.
with Malignant. Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So, but
Gosh.
we're probably going to be watching more movies next year. So, join us next year and join us next Halloween. And even join us this year because Monday we're back at it. We're finishing up. Oh, wait. I'm trying to think of the schedule. If I got this correct, the next episode after this will be the series finale of Andor.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, geez, I know.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That I will cry because it's ending.
Yeah, me too.
But in a couple weeks later, we're going to start our Christmas movie watch. Oh boy, you want to talk about versus movies? I'm already saying right now, we're watching the Sister Swap, both of them. So we'll talk more about that as we
What?
get closer. A Hallmark
Oh, boy.
original Sister Swaps.
Oh no.
Oh, it's gonna be
I'm
be
excited.
holly. It's gonna be jolly. So
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Are we
Yes.
going to touch that?
I'll say this: if it's Christmas for your family, it's Christmas. It's a Christmas movie, Because I think personally, I'd say no, but there's a lot of people that's their tradition. I'm like, you know what? You've made it a Christmas movie. All right.
Yeah, there you go.
Some people we had a coworker, right? unless I'm just making this up, I could swear we have a coworker who they watch The Exorcist every Thanksgiving, and I'm
No, no,
like,
no, no, no. They would watch The Silence of the Lambs.
oh, Silence of the
every
Lambs every Thanksgiving. I'm like, well, it is about a feast. So if that's the tradition your family has
Oh
established and you
man.
have fond, loving memories of,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
go forth with it.
oh,
You
and
know,
you all got to get another job.
I'm not here to judge. I may judge up here, but not outwardly. So, yeah. Um, everyone, go check out Young Frankenstein. You can rent it on Amazon Prime.
You know who probably has it? Your local library.
Your local library.
Go to your local library and
yes,
ask for Young
yes.
Frankenstein.
Young
And if you
Frankenstein.
don't have a library card, get one.
And
Get one.
Yeah, get one. Support them. I mean, I've also seen it on DVD all the time, like at Walmart and stuff.
Yeah,
It's like in
yeah,
the $2.99 bin. So go. It's right next
yeah.
to the Charlie Brown Halloween special.
There you go.
So yeah, um, go enjoy this movie. Let us know what you thought. You know, we're
Mm-hmm.
on all the socials. Hashtag Lost Legacies. What's our sign off for this one?
I mean, take your pick.
Well,
There's so many
Dad
different
and I
lines here.
haven't
You
watched
know?
it since last year, so we're
Oh my
relying on you,
goodness.
Sam.
Oh,
But the whole
jeez.
show has been about you.
This is your
About
show.
me?
Yeah.
Me?
You're carrying the show.
Yeah.
You're the star.
Man, no wonder my back hurts. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see y'all next Halloween. And as always, put 'em on the roots. We're on the roots.
Waiting for Dad.
Yeah.
Would you care for some Ovaltine?